I'm not the type's gotta have someone. I'm not the type's gotta be in love. I had a lot of people come and go, and plus anyway, I'm used to being solo. But it was good when you came to me. You were the one to make me believe that life could be better, that we could get by together. Come sit down. Let's celebrate this love we found, 'cause we know this is real. I'm about to let you know, I gotta let you know.
Hi guys, Msnaturallymary here. Welcome. If you are new to my channel, be sure to subscribe. So we're starting with freshly washed hair, and I'm super hype about this tutorial. I love faux locks, for I know the plans I have for you, thus saith the Lord, and they are good, and they are to get you through this hairstyle. Guys, it took me a while to do this style, but I'm gonna help you guys out. I learned through the process, and hopefully you guys get it and it doesn't take you as long as it took me. So I just have these clamps on my hair just to keep it stretched after I washed it, and I did this overnight, and once I took it down, my hair was so much more stretched, and I moisturized it really well, and I liked how it turned out. So if you're new to my channel, I do have a tapered cut that I cut myself. I will link the video for you guys so that you can see the whole process. But yeah, my curls were popping. I was like so elated by how it turned out just by accident. I'm gonna have to use that method just to do my hair on a regular. But nevertheless, let's get into these locks, y'all. So the locks that I have are from Bobbi Boss. These are the Bay locks, and guys, they are official. I have been looking for short locks for some time. Last year, I went on a hunt looking everywhere. I even decided to make my own, which was an epic fail. But Bobbi Boss hooked your girl up. They do have these in length 20 as well, but I really wanted to try the shorter look, especially for the summer. I love that these are lightweight and they come in 2 different colors, and they're pre-threaded with some accessories. So this is what they look like up close. They're really natural, and I love the coil at the end. So I just take it off of the wire that's provided and then use my crochet needle. I started thinking I'm not going to use a crochet needle, but guys, that method only worked for a few of them. Word to the wise, be sure to get the other crochet needle, the one that is green at the top and pink on the bottom. Using the purple one is a disaster. That's the jumbo one. You need the small one, and I did not realize that until I had gotten through my head and like tortured myself for hours. Yeah, so these are the products that I use to moisturize my hair. Jamaican black castor oil. I use all natural curl defining glaze by Dark and Lovely. I also used the hydration serum from Eden Body Works, and then I proceeded to part my hair. I'm parting in small to medium sections. Because my locks are actually on the chunky side, I decided to do larger parts, and I trim my hair throughout the process. So these locks are already pre-looped, which is very convenient. It allows for you to use a number of different methods, and I believe I'm going to show you 3 in this tutorial. So this first method is a method that I used in my last lock tutorial with, I believe, 18-inch new locks. This method is the knotless method. You simply part your hair into 3 sections, and on the last section, you would install the loop. You just slide it through the section of hair, inserting 2 fingers, and I'm showing you that now. You would then slide it onto the last section of hair and proceed to braid. When you've reached the area where you can no longer braid, I then proceeded to twist. I coil the last bit around my finger, and then I'm ready for the next step. So this is what you're left with. You'll have a braid as well as the lock, and then what you want to do is you want to roll it in the opposite direction, and you're going to roll it at the base of the lock. And this is to open up the coil, because the lock is truly just a coil, a large coil of hair. And then you're going to proceed to wrap it around. Now, some people try to go the really easy route and just tuck it in. Guys, that's not going to work. Don't do that. You want to lift the lock up and begin wrapping it around the braid. And you're going to do this until you get down the length of the braid. And be sure to wrap in the direction that the lock naturally coils. So you're going to keep doing this until you get down to the end of your braid. It will take longer if you have longer hair, but my hair is short, so it did not take very long. When you get to the end of the braid, don't just release the lock. Hold it at the base of the lock and just begin coiling it around your finger in the direction that the lock naturally coils. That's going to help to secure it in place. So I'm going to show you one more time using this method. If you want an in-depth tutorial using this method, then go back to my previous tutorial. So I'm just parting a section, and I am going to trim my hair really quickly, and then I'm going to proceed to use the knotless method again. Alright, so keep in mind that you need 3 sections. This last section is going to be where I'm going to slide on the loop. So I'm just opening up the loop, and I love that these locks don't have really small loops. They're large enough for you to be able to insert 2 fingers. So I'm going to begin sliding on the loop onto that last section, and then I'm going to proceed to braid. Again, when one section has gotten thin and I am no longer able to braid, I decide to merge that section with another and use a moisturizer to proceed to twist down to the ends. Once that is finished, I'm going to begin wrapping. So I'm going to begin lifting the lock near where the loop is, and I'm going to unravel it some and then proceed to wrap it around the base first, and then just coil or wrap it around the length of the braid. Now it's going to look interesting once you get to the end of where your braid stops. Do not stop there. So I'm just wrapping, and as you can see, it looks a little crazy. Don't release the lock. Hold it near the base with one hand, and with the other begin coiling it around your finger. And you may have to do this more than once. So I believe I did it maybe 2 or 3 times, just until the form of the braid begins to develop like it was originally. As you coil, it just kind of bounces back. And it's all cute again. And it even has a curl at the end. Alright, so we're now moving right along to the next method. This one should also be an easy method if you can get the hang of it, but it took me a few tries, and once I got the hang of it, I was like, oh my god, this is not difficult at all. So you start by braiding your hair first, and then you're going to use the crochet needle. Be sure to use the pink one to actually install the crochet lock. So I'm going to insert, making sure that the hook is open. I'm going to place the loop onto the hook, close the latch, and then I'm going to slide it through the braid. You're going to slide it all the way over to the other side. Then you're going to remove the crochet needle from the loop. Using 2 fingers, you're going to insert it into the loop. Grab the bottom of the crochet lock, pull it through the loop, and pull it taut. And you're going to pull the braid and also the crochet to make sure it is secure onto your head. Now we need to get the braid on the inside of the lock. So we're going to use the crochet needle. Make sure it's open before you begin inserting. You're going to insert it maybe 1/4 of the way, and I'm doing this because my hair is not very long, but if yours is longer length, you may want to do it halfway and then begin going up to the base and making sure that the crochet needle is open. You're going to hook your hair onto the end of your hair onto the crochet needle, close the latch, and then just pull it down, and it should fall right into the lock. And it has a nice little cozy home for the time frame that you're actually going to be wearing the locks. Once you pull the braid down, you're going to remove the crochet needle, and if your hair is longer, you're going to have to do this again, but mine is not that long, so I just pulled it and then grabbed one hand, held it onto the base of the crochet lock, and then just pulled the other end taut to make sure that it was secure and everything looked seamless. Alright, so this is where we are so far. It took a lot of practice off camera. I probably used a whole pack or nearly a whole pack, just trying to practice. So I'm just parting the back, and my parts are not neat. Yeah, if I had a friend or someone to help out, we could get the parts a little better, but no worries, it's okay. So I'm just spraying some moisturizer on that area. I'm going to proceed to braid, and then I'll install the crochet lock. So I'm just going to make sure that the latch hook is open. I'm going to slide that through the base of the braid, and then I'm going to begin inserting or placing the loop onto the hook and closing the latch. I'm going to pull that through the braid all the way to the other side, and then I'm going to grab the braid and also the lock, and I'm going to insert that through the loop. The first time I did it where I only placed the lock through the loop, but you can do either or and it'll work just fine. After it's onto the braid, I'm going to take the needle, slide it, make sure it's open, slide it up the lock. So you want to insert it in and slide it up to the base of the lock where there's an opening. Then you're going to place the end of your braid onto the latch hook and slide it through the hollow part of the lock. I'm going to show you guys this method a few more times and then we'll move on.
Today I saw you all stressed out. You couldn't even leave the house. All of this pressure you put on yourself. I think you're beautiful. I don't want nobody else. And even if you let your hair go wild and your feet take a break from your favorite stilettos, you're naturally my favorite girl, hands down. And that's how it's gonna be. So no now, you don't have to put on makeup every day. And I love your natural hair that way. Pretty in the world is your smiling face. Cause baby I love it's natural. You don't have to put on red high heels. You look good when you don't even try for real. Perfect as you are, you don't have to change. Cause baby it's natural. Today I saw you almost want to cry. You couldn't see the natural things that I love about you, like your pretty smile. Our love is natural. And even if you let your hair go wild, take a break from your favorite stilettos, you're naturally my favorite girl, hands down. And that's how it's gonna be, you and me. So no now.
Alright, so we're finally down to the last section of hair. I'm so excited. This is the last method that I'm going to show you guys. I'm going to start by braiding the hair first.
Cause baby I love it's natural.
I did also twist the end just like I did in all the other methods, and I added moisturizer to ensure my hair wasn't dry. This is where we are so far. So now I'm going to grab the crochet needle, make sure it's open, slide it through the base of the braid, and then I'm going to take the pre-looped lock. I'm going to place it on the hook, close the latch, slide the crochet needle through the base of the braid. When it is all the way through, I'm going to remove the crochet needle, and then I'm going to insert 2 fingers into the loop, and I'm going to use the other hand to insert the braid and the crochet lock through the loop, and then I'm going to take the braid and the length of the lock and just pull it taut to make sure it's secure, and then I'm going to proceed to wrap. The difference between this method and method number 2 is that I'm not using the crochet needle and then pulling the braid through the hollow part of the actual lock. This one I'm just going to wrap it around. Now this method did not work for all of the locks. The methods that I've shown you guys, I used all 3 to get my hair installed. So just kind of play around with it. Whatever works best for you, go for it. So once the lock is wrapped around the length of your hair, do not release. Hold the hair with one hand at the base, and then the other hand begin pulling it around. I am going to show you that method again, but I do want to let you guys know that I did have 6 packs of the hair total. 12 locks come in each pack. I only used, I believe, 4.5 packs, but 1 pack was like wasted trying to figure out the process. So you want to make sure that you get an additional pack just so that you can play around with it, get used to the strategy or the different methods, and yeah, guys, it took me a long time to do it, but I was doing other stuff and I was really trying to figure out the strategy so that I could share it with you all. So it should take, some people say it takes 2 hours, some say 3, but it's really based on how well you're able to grasp the strategy. It took me a while, guys. I don't even know how long it took. But yeah, you can do it. Just keep going, keep trying, you'll get it. Yes, we are finally finished, guys. I'm so happy with how the install turned out. I love how chunky these locks are. They really just create a really nice look, and I decided to use 2 of the accent thread locks. If this is not the look that you're going for, you can even take the yarn off of the locks and just put on some gold accent jewelry. Just kind of have fun with it, guys. It looks really good, and you can't even tell that my parts are jacked in the bag. Here's another tip that I discovered. I think I saw this on Brosia's channel. You can actually install more locks just using the regular crochet method, just by finding an area where you maybe have a larger part and there's space to add another lock and just crochet it in. I was so happy to discover that method. So I just did some black ones in different areas just to make it more full. Using the ones that have the thread to do this is a great idea because it's really hard to install them using any of the methods that I showed you guys. But yeah, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Be sure to check the link for these bay locks from Bobbi Boss. I'm in love with this style. I hope that you guys like it. Let me know what kind of locks you guys like and which method was the easiest.